Again, a reminder, the next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, the International Record Makers Tournament of Weightlifting. Long title, but these are big guys. They need a lot of room. Vasily Alexiev, the Olympic super heavyweight champion. And he'll be challenged in the super heavyweight category by American Bruce Wilhelm, who finished among the top 5 in the September World Championship meet. Wilhelm is also one of the leaders in the World's Strongest Men competition, those of you who have been watching that. And that will also be part of the CBS Sports Spectacular. The 9th event of the decathlon is the refrigerator race. A 400-pound refrigerator strapped to their back, and they'll race a 40-yard course against time. How come you're not in that, Matty?
I don't know. But in a refrigerator race, what's really great is if you win, you get to eat what's in it.
Zorro kicks it off, and it's taken at the 6-yard line by Hofer, number 36. Hofer outside that room. Hofer back inside to the 50-yard line. Well, Paul Hofer has had 2 excellent returns that have made up for the mistake he made back in the first period.
I tell you, here's a kid that's following his blocking. Look at that. It starts up the middle, sets it up, breaks to the outside, follows his blocking, breaks again, picks that hole, breaks out to the sideline again. If he'd have had any more, he could have cut back here to the inside. He tries to cut back, keeps those legs driving, gives him excellent field position almost at the 50-yard line.
Wade Bosarge finally made the tackle after the kicker, Rick Zorro, turned him inside. First down, 49ers, good field position. Jackson, number 40. Jackson hurdles his way to the 42-yard line of San Francisco.
Here you see my old dog
42 of New Orleans.
You'll see my old dog roommate right here, number 84, Tom Mitchell. One of the best blocking tight ends in football today, I think. He's got Pollard. He keeps driving him right along. Stays with his blocking, and watch Williams. He comes right up. Look at Mitch all the way, staying right with him. Holy mackerel.
Good gain, about 8.5 yards on the play. Second and short for the 49ers. They're at the 42-yard line of New Orleans. Delvin Williams, good defensive play. Fetterspiel, number 58, cutting through the traffic. And let's see if he got the first down yardage. No, he's short of it. Look at this. Denver 14, Baltimore nothing in the second period. Craig Morton has passed for another touchdown, this time to Jack Dolbin.
I tell you, my boys in Baltimore must be really taking gas. 14-0 that second quarter. Wow.
Third down and a little less than a yard to go here for the 49ers. Boy, they want to keep this alive. 17-3. Saints lead it. Williams hits and keeps going and has the first down yardage. Good effort. Second effort by Delvin Williams. Pat Hughes, number 54, the linebacker, stopped him.
That's the kind of running you have to have there. It looks like Jackson is picking his holes a little bit there. He doesn't seem like he's running with the authority that he usually runs with today, Tim. He's going along that line of scrimmage, sort of picking his way. McGill is got a pinched nerve in his neck, so if they need him, he's going to be back in the ball game later on.
High formation here on first down for the 49ers. Now they shift to the pro set. Ball inside the 40-yard line of New Orleans. Williams straight ahead. And it was Hughes who got the arm tackle on him and hauled him down.
Here again is a play that, this is the same kind of play that popped before. If you catch him in a blitz like that, you can get by that linebacker that's coming and, pinching to the inside. He can pick up that, get by that line of scrimmage, and you got a one-on-one with a defensive back. And those guys don't like to hit too hard.
He got close to 5 on it. We'll call it 2nd and 5. 2:50 remaining in the second quarter. 49ers down 17-3. They'd like to get something here before halftime, but Jackson hit right at the line of scrimmage by Mike Fultz, number 72, the second pick from Nebraska. And setting that Saints defense, Grooms, number 78, Fultz, number 72 on the left side, Bob Pollard playing over at right tackle, normally the left defensive end for the Saints, and Joe Campbell, the rookie, number 73 on the right side. The linebackers, Fetterspiel in the middle, Merlo on the left, Hughes on the right. The secondary, Ernie Jackson, Jim Marsalis, Chuck Christ, and Clarence Chapman. Third down. Big one here for the 49ers. Here come the Saints again, and Jackson's got room. Jackson will score. Touchdown.
There again, that's what happens on the blitz. You pop it, you can go all the way.
Wilbur Jackson. And the 49ers right back in at 35 yards for the score.
They had the whole team coming right there, and Jackson just popped it up the middle. All he has to do is put on the steam and pumps it away. They're right back in this ball game, Tim.
17-9. Ray Wersching will attempt the point after.
The thing that is, you know, New Orleans has been so successful prior to this with stopping it on that on the big blitz with everybody coming.
Jackson has 124 yards rushing. Tom Whittem will hold for the point after. We talked so much about these running backs. Jackson and Williams, Muncie and Galbraith, and the point after is good from Ray Wersching, number 14. And we've got ourselves a most interesting ball game. 2 minutes and 1 second remaining.
All right, here you go. Now watch the linebackers coming straight across. There's a good key block right there. Williams just pops it. You can see how much room he has right there. He just breaks it, puts on the speed. Gets a little high step right here. Those are the kind you like to do when you know you're going to get in that end zone.
Wilbur Jackson, and that makes it 17-10 as we are approaching the 2-minute warning. Should occur just after the kickoff. Wersching will kick it off from the 49ers 35 to our left, and the cable car is in action around the field here at Candlestick, celebrating the score by the 49ers.
I've heard everything. In Baltimore, we got a horse that runs around, but I never noticed the cable car going around.
Oh, yeah, that's almost as traditional as Sal Carson's band.
All right.
Low kickoff. It's touched and fielded neatly at the 15-yard line. Kim Jones. And it's out of bounds, close to the 35. So the Saints will start 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. And they lead it 17-10 with 2 minutes to play in the half.
Stanley salute.
Thanks.
Stanley, the do-it-yourself company.
Stanley, we wanna help you do things right.
In stage 1 of my life, I couldn't stand dull wheels. I'm the same in stage 2 with my new 78 Ford LTD2, the trimmer, sportier LTD at a trimmer price. The LTD of mid-size cars. If you're a sporty guy who appreciates the finer things in life, welcome to stage 2.
Isn't it you in an LTD2? You'll never know till you try.
Welcome to LTD2.
A better idea from Ford.
Well, we're back here live again, right here, back in good old Candlestick Park, San Francisco, the greatest town in the country, I think. It's a great town, but I'll tell you one thing, we got that Super Bowl coming up down in New Orleans. We're looking forward to be down there to see that game, too.
Tim Ryan and Tom Matty here at Candlestick Park on this beautiful afternoon in the Bay Area, 17-10. The New Orleans Saints leading the 49ers. Wilbur Jackson, a 34-yard touchdown run. The 49ers going 51 yards in 6 plays to get right back into this football game. First down for the Saints at the 35-yard line. Slot formation left. Muncie bouncing and bowling his way over the 40-yard line to about the 41. Muncie has not seen a great deal of action in this first half as Mike Strawn started. Muncie bothered by a sore foot, as you probably know. Flag down on the play, and let's sort that one out. Referee Ben Dreith will have the word for us shortly. I've not seen a preliminary signal as yet.
Neither have I. I wonder if it's holding. Usually when it's there, it's got to be holding. It's back here. He dropped the flag back a little farther when it happened.
Well, it's obviously against New Orleans. Back to the 25-yard line.
Offensive holding, number 79.
Emmanuel Zanders, very fine veteran guard on the right side of the New Orleans offensive line. So it is 1st and 20. The ball at the 25. We have not had a lot of passing in this game. Jim Plunkett 3 for 3, Manning 2 for 4. The running has been efficient, and the big plays have come from the special teams. Galbraith, nowhere to go on that right side.
I think good old New Orleans is going to be happy to go in at halftime with a 17-10 lead. You know, Manning has only thrown the ball 4 times, has completed 2 of them, and you look on the other side of the fence over here, Plunkett is 3 for 3. So this has really been a good old ground game, looked like the old Ohio State-Michigan game, and they've been both very effective, and we said that these running backs are going to get a lot of work today, and they're getting it.
Cleveland Elam and Willie Harper combined on the stop. Harper coming over from the right side. They come out in the I formation. Herman, number 87 in motion. Behind Archie Manning, play action. Deep for Herman. Picked off, but in or out of bounds. Yes, it's inbounds. Phillips.
Oh, boy.
He caught this one, and he stayed inbounds.
I'll tell you what, here it is. It's with the goal, the old arrow takeoff to the halfback down the sideline over there. Manning just pumps up and lets that ball fly, and watch Phillips come across from all the other side of the field. You can see the coverage on the ball. The ball goes up in the air. Phillips comes right through, grabs that thing, and hits the man before he goes out of bounds. So it is a good interception this time. Phillips gets credit for this one.
Mel Phillips, 12th year man from North Carolina A&T, and Tony Leonard was back there on the coverage with him. Herman was the man in motion, but they had good double coverage on him. It's first down, 49ers. The ball at their own 26-yard line. 52 seconds left in the half. Delvin Williams. Williams winds up with about 7 yards after a lot of running.
He got about 30 on that one.
Flag down, or no, timeout called by the San Francisco 49ers. We have 43 seconds remaining in the first half. And there's a look at the timeout situation here for this first half, with the 49ers trailing 17-10. And it's been a most interesting ball game through the first half.
They took Tom Mitchell out to tight end. Tom hasn't got the greatest speed in the world. He's a great blocker, and he does get open. He's got the great hands, but they want some speed in there as a receiver right now, so they put Seal in there at the tight end position.
This timeout gives us the opportunity to remind you that Wednesday night, CBS invites you to share one last Christmas with Bing Crosby as it presents a warm Yuletide special with Bing, his family, and guest stars. It was recorded in England several weeks ago prior to the most unfortunate death of the great Bing Crosby. Wednesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain here on CBS. 17-10, we have had some long gainers today. Wilbur Jackson went 80 yards back in the first quarter, got down to the 13-yard line of New Orleans, but a big sack by the Saints sent them back, and the 49ers had to settle for a 40-yard field goal by Ray Wersching. Then we had Clarence Chapman take the next kickoff, 92 yards for a Saints score. So we've had some long gainers this afternoon, and we're only halfway through. Second and about 4. Plunkett under pressure from Powell. Plunkett trying to get to that sideline, and he does over the 40-yard line. 34 seconds show on the clock.
Got the first down on
He
it,
got
too.
the first down. Good gain by Plunkett, not noted for his running.
Or his speed. He was lucky he's being chased by one of those big defensive linemen, I'll tell you.
That's why I was running a little bit faster, I think.
There's two kinds of speed, I used to say. One was the kind that you have with fear of the guy catching you. The other was just straight-out speed.
First down, 49ers at their own 40-yard line. They come out in the eye with Gene Washington, number 18, in the slot right. Saints are blitzing. And they get him. Pat Hughes and number 73, Joe Campbell, the rookie right defensive end. The first pressure came from Fultz from the left tackle side. Loss of about 5 on the play.
I'll tell you, New Orleans is gambling with that blitz again. This time they got him right in the backfield again. That's their third sack today, and it's 3 sacks for 23 yards.
Another timeout call by the 49ers with 27 seconds remaining in the half. They trail by 7, remember. Look at this.
Oh, the old dogs in Washington are pulling it out. 7-0 over Dallas the second quarter.
Joe Theismann, a 1-yard touchdown run with 2:36 remaining in the half in that game.
They're not quite to that 2-minute warning in that game against Dallas. Good old Washington they have to win this game to stay alive if they want to get it.
Jim Plunkett conferring with Ken Meyer. They'll have second down. The ball at their own 36-yard line. Close to 15 yards to go for the first down, and they've got that clock to worry about. 27 seconds left in the half. Well, we've had a wide-open football game, basically a running game, but as we've commented, the big gainers have provided the excitement. Two of them by Wilbur Jackson from the line of scrimmage, and the 92-yard touchdown run by Clarence Chapman for the New Orleans Saints.
Those good old 80-yard runs are the kind that you like to look up in the statistic book, because that really adds, you know, those net yards to your per carry. And boy, I tell you, that helps when you're carrying down there about 3.9. It'll jump you up to about 4.2 yards per carry.
Sal Carson's band bringing it to you during the timeout. Second down. Plunkett. Sideliner. Almost intercepted. Ernie Jackson, number 30, intended for Harrison, number 83.
If Mr. Jackson would have had that one, Tim, he'd have been down the sideline dancing in that end zone.
Harrison was actually open on the play, but the ball hanging a little bit, and Ernie Jackson went up for it. Couldn't quite hang on. Third down for the 49ers. 21 seconds on the clock. Harrison wide right. Washington wide left. Delvin Williams. Good run by Williams. Out near the 50 to about the 48, maybe 49 where they marked the ball. Short of the first down by a yard or two. 13 seconds remaining, and the final timeout called by San Francisco.
You know, I don't know, Tim, whether that was a good call or not. This is a fourth down situation. They've got 2 yards to go. What are you going to do? Are they going to put it up for grabs or what? They got 13 seconds left of the ball game. And in this half anyway.
17-10. They trail by the touchdown. I would well, I like to see them go in these situations. I mean, go
what makes
for
it exciting.
Thing is, here it looks like they're going to punt. If you were to get the first down, time-wise, you probably wouldn't get another playoff. But what's the harm in throwing the long pass in this situation?
I'd take the chance with it, but you know, it puts them in a good position, and New Orleans would have 2 more timeouts called to be able to get that ball back into play. But to call a timeout and then punt, that's sort of, you know,
not terribly creative.
I don't think it's creative either. I think Mr. Strand may come after this one. He's yelling on that sideline, telling some people to do a few things out there. They've got 10 men up on the line of scrimmage.
Rich Motti standing at the 10-yard line awaiting the punt from Tom Whittem. Whittem standing at his own 34. 13 seconds left in the first half. Low, he's going to throw. Incomplete. Well, they were creative, but they didn't execute. It was intended for Ayers, John Ayers, number 68. Whittem's pass, but it's incomplete, and the Saints, with 8 seconds on the clock, will have the ball just inside the 50-yard line in San Francisco territory.
I'll tell you, Whittem had a spiral out of it anyway.
Well, I like that. I like that play. We were, being a little bit critical of their lack of imagination. Thank you. It's a song title of the same name. Yeah. And they were very creative, but unfortunately, no cigar.
Now, what do you do here? Do you put that ball up in the air? I think you got to go for the big one. The one bomb, let it fly. Let's see what happens.
17-10, the Saints lead it. It's a reverse. Thaxton is met in the backfield and dropped. Willie Harper, number 59, saw that one coming, and that'll end the half. So at the end of this first half, New Orleans 17, San Francisco 10, and let's return to our studios in New York.
Inside this new Firestone radial tire is an improved steel cord with 5 million miles of developmental testing. Where once we used 5 strands, we now use 10 strands of steel. 7 around 2, wrapped by 1. A cord construction so important, Firestone named the tire for it. 7, 2, 1. The new steel-belted radial 721. Now, from Firestone.
Are you still chained to? Gotcha. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor lets you walk away, free from nicks and cuts. Its 36 surgical steel rotary razor blades are safely protected inside 3 floating heads to give you a comfortable shave that's razor close, razor smooth, for up to 3 weeks on a single charge. The rechargeable Norelco rotary razor. It lets you walk away from gotcha.
When do you say Budweiser? After we find 1 more mile an hour. When do you say Budweiser?
Right now, or any time that's right for a cold beer is perfect for the smooth taste of the king of beers, Budweiser.
When you say Budweiser,
Here's to you, gentlemen.
you said it all.
Archie's in for surprises, and you're in for some laughs when a secret vigilante group recruits him.
Would you join us in a little reprimand? Hey, I'm with you all the way. I'll be a member of the club for life here.
Something special on All in the Family, earlier this Sunday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain. Next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Spectacular presents the International Record Makers Tournament of Weightlifting with the world and Olympic super heavyweight champion Vasily Alexiev of the Soviet Union heading an international field of world record weightlifters. Plus the world's strongest men competition featuring the refrigerator race. That's next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Cleveland Browns were beaten today, and the Pittsburgh Steelers took a game lead in that tough AFC Central Division race because of action like this. Bradshaw pulling out against the New York Jets. He wants Stallworth, and he's got him for the touchdown. Moments later, it was Bradshaw again, this time going to Swan. After the extra point, the first was missed. It was 13-6. But the Jets don't quit under Walt Michaels. Here's Robinson to Scott Durkin for the touchdown. Game tied at 13. Durkin, who had a big day, fumbles there, and Robin Cole pounces on it. Franco Harris later goes over from the 1. It was 20-13. Richard Todd, playing for the first time in 3 weeks with an injured knee, hit this touchdown pass. It was not enough. Final score, 23-20. Pittsburgh over the New York Jets. Right now, several important games are working. Let's get you up to date around the league. Seattle leading San Diego by a point. That game is in the second quarter. Baltimore just kicked a field goal at the half. The Broncos lead. 2 touchdown passes by Morton. Dallas and Washington in a tough one. And that Redskin defense is turning in a sensational afternoon so far. New Orleans, San Francisco, the game you're watching at the half. Saints lead it by 7 points. Some great plays in that game. 34-13. Houston explodes past Kansas City today. Now finals. Minnesota over Green Bay by 7. Pittsburgh beats the New York Jets by 3. New England beats Philadelphia 14-6. The Eagles miss an extra point, an 8-point margin. Cincinnati routs the Giants 30-13, the final in that game. Los Angeles drops Cleveland a game back at Pittsburgh with a 9-0 shutout. And Tampa Bay loses for the 25th straight time. 10 of those 25 setbacks are shutouts. Jimmy the Greek, come on in now and give us your early line on the bowl games. Let's start with the Cotton Bowl.
Cotton Bowl. Texas by a razor's edge to remain #1 over the Irish. Michigan will be the strongest favorite of all the bowl teams in the Rose Bowl over Washington. And Oklahoma will be better than a touchdown favorite over Arkansas. In the Sugar Bowl, Alabama and Ohio State are really a toss-up, but Alabama might have just a nose edge. In the Fiesta Bowl, Penn State by a touchdown over Arizona State. And in the Sun Bowl, LSU and Stanford a real toughie, but I give the edge to LSU. And in the Gator Bowl, Pittsburgh by just a touchdown over Clemson.
There you are, the gospel according to the Greek. And the NFL today will continue on CBS right after these messages from your local stations.
Share a One Last Christmas with the beloved Bing Crosby in a Yuletide special taped recently in England. Wednesday night on CBS.
Here at halftime in San Francisco, the New Orleans Saints lead the 49ers 17-10 in a wide-open kind of football game that Joe Thomas, the general manager of the 49ers, must be just shaking his head a little bit about. Special teams, Joe, have been a problem for you all season long, and they cost you a touchdown in the first half.
Well, you know, we had this problem right from the preseason on, in one fashion or another. And you saw today we made two mistakes on the kickoff. One where we had our
Paul
Hofer running on an angle, ran the ball out of bounds on about the 2 or 3 yard line. I'm not sure if he knew exactly where he was on the field, but he had to make a hard run to catch the ball. He couldn't control himself, ran up, and we wound up with the ball 2 or 3 yard line. The other one really hurt us when the guy went all the way with that ball, and this takes so much out of your ball club for morale's sake. So, but again, you know, last week we had a punt block. It cost us a touchdown. We had a low kick. So it's been plaguing us all year long.
Joe, when you took over here, it was another one of those kind of reclamation projects for Joe Thomas, who's done so well elsewhere. But you came in here in a little bit different situation. You had a very solid football team, and yet you went 0-5. How do you explain that? You haven't had a lot of tough injury problems. This is a pretty good football team in terms of personnel.
Well, this is the thing that we have to look at when the season's over. We're going to check our personnel thoroughly and see if we have to make any moves any place and whatnot.
Are you saying maybe they're not as good as we think they are?
That's the thing we have to check to see, and hopefully we can. The big thing that hurt us here, we didn't have a first or second round draft choice this year. You know, last year they gave up 2 first rounds, and the thing I think that hurt our football club more than anything else here, Tim, is in the last since '71 we've had I say the club here has had 9 first round picks. We have 3 ball players to show for it. That's Plunkett, Webb, and Jackson. Now, that's 3 men out of 9 picks, first-round picks. And your first and second-round picks, this is where the cream of the crop is, what you have to do well in. And, you know, last year we didn't have a first, a second, or a fifth. So I hope this year, having all our draft choice, we can come up with a couple of young people to come in and give us a little inspiration.
Joe, what about Jim Plunkett? He has not had an outstanding season, but nor has the entire team. How do you feel about him and his future with the 49ers?
Well, we haven't been scoring much, and this is the thing that I say, when the year's over, we got to evaluate where it is, if it's our offensive line or where it is. Now, Jim is, the big thing about Plunkett is he lost a lot of weight to start the season, and he's throwing the ball better, and I believe, than he did last year. He's had some sore ribs, been plaguing him for the last several weeks, and I think it's hurt his throwing somewhat. And today, you know, he threw a couple of good balls. We had one fumbled, and you never like to place a blame on any one particular person. I know when you lose, you want to blame it on the quarterback. When you win, the quarterback gets the most credit. But it's not that way. You've got to have a solid football club to be a winner.
Well, Joe, the thing is also true, though, that you've got to build around a quarterback. And you went out and got Burt Jones when you were in Baltimore. And certainly the success of the Colts has been largely because of Burt Jones. Sure, he's got a good supporting cast. But the question is really, do you think that Plunkett can be the kind of quarterback leader that Burt Jones is, or others?
Well, you know, we're talking about probably, to me, right now, the best quarterback in all football. But after watching Bob Griese last week, I don't know. I don't know what they're feeding him down there, but after watching that Thursday ball game, he looked awfully sharp. But every place I've been, this is one thing that we always try to look for is a quarterback to make sure he's a winning quarterback. We had Tarkenton, we had Griese, and then we had Burt Jones. I don't know in college yet if there's anything that's that outstanding or not. If there is, we're going to go after him if he possibly can. You could never have too many or a good enough quarterback.
All right, the other guy that always gets burned when a team is having problems is the coach. And what about Ken Meyer? How do you feel about him? Are we going to get a vote of confidence here today?
Well, you know, this vote of confidence always has the kiss of death, and that's why I never talk about that. We're going to watch our program all the way through. We have to evaluate our whole program all the way through. You know, we got in here in April, and we got a late start with this football club this year, and we just got to do the best job we can, get through the year, and I'm just sorry we lost the ball game last week. That was the turning point of our season. If we won the ball game against the Rams last week, anything could happen, and it could happen today. It's so much tougher to keep your club up in a situation like this than it would have been. You can tell by our fans. We were sold out last week. We even locally TV'd it. And if we won last week, I know we would have had better than 50,000 people here today.
Joe, thank you very much. Your record speaks for itself in the past. We wish you that same kind of success here in San Francisco.
Tim, thank you.
Joe Thomas, and we'll return to Candlestick Park in a moment.
What happens to the money you put in your full-service bank? Well, some of it is helping a citizens group restore this decaying neighborhood. One of the citizens is Lynn Dunsavage.
Ed, when our bank committed $1 million in loans to save these fine old homes, people started making repairs. New people moved in. You can see the results, Ed.
Quite a story. But that's full-service banking, helping people change things for the better. In fact, no financial institution can help you and your community more than a full-service bank.
This computer is the brain behind an extraordinary new game from Parker Brothers, codename Sector. You use the computer to track down an unseen sub. The sub uses the computer to escape and counterattack. Your mission, be the first ship to sink the enemy sub.
Range 10, speed 9, firing range. Depth 3, fire. All right.
Codename Sector, the board game where you match wits with a computer.
When we play in the Superdome for fans like ours, you want to win big. And the New Orleans Saints are getting ready to do just that. Hello, I'm Darylyn Moore, and I don't have to tell you about my town. You can just hear it. New Orleans is Bourbon Street and all that jazz. It's the French Quarter, and a city famous for pretty girls. And you don't know what having a good time means till you've been to Mardi Gras. But you know the people here work as hard as they play. They run the third largest port in the world and have made New Orleans a major oil refining and medical center. And between the good living and the hard work, they take time to be United Way volunteers. They help the mentally ill and handicapped, work in the boys clubs, YWCA, and many other agencies funded by our United Way. New Orleans wouldn't be the same without them. For all our volunteers, we'd like to say, thanks to you, it works. For all of us, the United Way.
At halftime, New Orleans leads San Francisco 17-10. And now let's join Tom Matty and a cast of thousands.
A cast of thousands, thank you, Tim. We got some real favorites right here today, and I asked him to come on over and say hello. A guy I played ball with, good old Mr. Stonebreaker himself. He has the greatest name in football, I think, as far as a linebacker. We got Danny Abramowitz, a guy who played for both these teams here. And I got another young man right here, Stu Stram, who's a quarterback for a little college in Louisville. And they've got a game coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, sir. We're playing in a bowl game. It's called the Independence Bowl. It's in Shreveport, Louisiana. We'll be playing Louisiana Tech the 17th of December.
That's great. He's a quarterback. He came in after about the 5th game this year, and he ended up with a 7-3-1 record. So that's a pretty good ball game for a young man. You're following your dad's footsteps pretty well, aren't you?
I'm trying to.
Listen, I just wanted to ask Steve and Danny, you know, since Hank has come to New Orleans, and you guys are living in the greatest town, I think, around. I'm sort of prejudiced. I know you got a lot of fun. But, you know, what do you think has been the major change as far as what's happened to this ball club? They're a pretty exciting ball club.
Well, I think the big thing, Tom, is they're a disciplined club now. They're well-conditioned, and that's the glaring difference of the former Saints clubs and the clubs that are playing today. I think Hank's imagination shows up in the offense. I still think there's some glaring weaknesses in personnel, which you can't cure overnight in a competitive market today, but at least they're a well-conditioned, disciplined club, and I think that's a compliment to Hank Stram and his entire staff.
You know, and Danny's doing the radio for him. You know, you get to see this ball club all the time, Danny. Have you seen really any real dramatic changes that you think that the people back there can really look forward to in the upcoming seasons?
Yes, the offensive line has really come on the last 6 or 7 weeks. I think they've only given up like 6 sacks. Muncie, of course, a great back. Galbraith, I think, is the finest fullback in the league. They had some early injuries in the secondary, Tom, that really hurt them, and the Saints can't afford that. They're not a contending team. Contenders can afford a few injuries, but the Saints can't. But I think Hank Stram will bring this team around.
You know, Danny, the receivers that you've had at the beginning of the season, you lost 3 big receivers right there. Manning has really come back. He's been really plagued with injuries. What kind of physical condition do you think he's going to be in the rest of the season?
Well, you can tell, Tom, he's limping a little bit today. He's not the same Arch Manning as far as scrambling. His play selection, I think, is outstanding. He's an intelligent quarterback, and I think this is going to get him over the hump. Even though he has the injury, he's still going to come on strong the rest of the season.
And another thing is, you know, Stoney, they're doing a lot more blitzing up here. You remember you used to do a little bit of that up in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, we did quite a bit of that, Tom. We had to with our personnel, you know, that we couldn't stay honest all the time. The big thing here is they've got to gamble. They know if they sit back and wait in a standard 4-3 and they don't mix their defense up, don't gamble, they're going to get burnt, and this is what they're doing defensively.
You know, we've got the big Super Bowl coming on with CBS, and we want to we want to get a few predictions from a couple of the old dogs around here. Who do you think's going to be in it?
I think it's probably Dallas. That's no great revelation, I'm sure, in the NFC. And, of course, I think Denver or Baltimore can beat Oakland out in that AFC. So it's a three-way race over there, and I just like Dallas in the NFC.
Danny? Well, I think that Pittsburgh is making their move. I think they're really coming on strong, and we've never agreed all our lives, so I'm not going to agree now. I think that Dallas also in the other division.
Well, listen, I want to thank all you guys for coming over, and I especially want to wish a lot of good luck to a young man here who's playing quarterback. I used to have to do that every once in a while, and I know what the kind of pressure is. And good luck, and I'm going to turn this right back over to good old Mr. Ryan.
Thank you, Tom, Matty. We're about to start the second half here with the Saints leading at 17-10. The Saints had 8 first downs in the first half to 6 by the 49ers. 100 yards net rushing for New Orleans, 166 for San Francisco. Net yards passing for the Saints, 28, 23 for the 49ers. And we're underway, and that ball went out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. I mean, that was close, so they'll have to kick it off again. And you know Paul Hofer, number 36, the deep man, was going to watch that ball all the way after what happened to him back in the first quarter. There he is. Hofer, a real good backup running back, does not see a lot of work offensively with that outstanding backfield the 49ers have, but he's a valuable guy nonetheless. And he had a couple of real good returns following that error he made in the first period. So the Saints 17-10 at the half. And there's a look at the stats that we've just been reading to you. And in the passing department, you can see that there hasn't been a great deal of action. 3 out of 5 for the 49ers, 2 out of 5 for Archie Manning of the Saints. And the Saints had one picked off by Mel Phillips of the 49ers secondary. They had the ball a fairly equal amount of time. Probably the difference in that 18 minutes to 11 minutes in favor of New Orleans came in their first series when they used up quite a lot of time. After that, the ball's been going back and forth pretty evenly. So the kickoff from the 30-yard line, Rich Zarro after the 5-yard penalty for kicking it out of bounds, and the breeze has come up enough to blow the ball off the tee. We had very little wind earlier in the game, but now we can see those ribbons on the goalpost starting to indicate that there's a little more wind. Zarro again kind of hooks it to the right side. It comes down at the 15. It's fumbled by Hofer. Hofer has to go back for it. Good hit on him at the 20, and he struggled at the 22. Rick Kingray, number 53, put the good knock on him, and so the 49ers will start at the 22.
I think he might have had some sun in his eyes on that ball right there. He picks it up, comes back around the other way. Does make a good recovery on the ball right here, but he does get hits. He gets that old pinching wedge in there, they call it.
So first down for the 49ers. They trail 17-10. The ball at the 22-yard line. Jim Plunkett at quarterback. Wilbur Jackson, Delvin Williams the running backs. The wide receivers Gene Washington and Kenny Harrison. Jackson, Williams, number 24. Not much room on the left side of that Saints defense. Joe Fetterspiel coming over from the middle linebacker position. Pat Hughes coming all the way over from the right side linebacker. Across the front, Groom 78, Fultz 72. Fultz the rookie from Nebraska. Pollard 82 at right tackle. Joe Campbell number 73 is the right defensive end. Fetterspiel, Merlo and Hughes the linebackers. Jackson, Marsalis, Christ and Chapman the secondary for New Orleans. Second down and 9 after a gain of 1 by Delvin Williams. Williams, the 4th leading rusher in the National Conference. This is Jackson. He's having a big day. Trying for the first down, and he'll be close. Wilbur Jackson, number 40. Came into the game with 473 yards rushing, and he's over 100 here already.
That was that quick trap right up the middle where that guard just cuts across over there. Jackson, all he has to do is follow that guard, breaks through the hole, and picks up good yardage.
There's that rushing yardage for Wilbur Jackson at the lower part of your screen, 133 yards.
Let's figure out what that is per carry.
That's right. He had 2 big ones, of course, that created that for him. Galbraith leading the Saints with 42 yards, and it is a first down for San Francisco. The ball at their 32. 17-10. Tim Ryan and Tom Matty at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. The rookie Joe Campbell put the stop on the last play for New Orleans, but the 49ers got the first down. Play action. Plunkett up the middle. To Washington complete. down on the play. First down at the 32 if it holds up. Marcellus on the coverage along with Ernie Jackson.
Here's an end zone shot of it. The fake play right there. Plunkett sets up, just leads that ball off for Gene Washington, leading receiver on the 49ers team. We have a flag on the play, and I think it was just holding defensively.
That's the preliminary signal. It's been declined by the 49ers.
This play is a good one. Mr. Washington looks it in and gets wrapped after he catches it, but he has a big play and gives him that first down in deep in territory.
Gene Washington's 19th reception of the season, and the 49ers early here in the third. A 41-yard gain has them in New Orleans territory at the 34-yard line. Jackson got close to 5 on the play. Fetterspiel, number 58, the tackle, along with Pollard, number 82.
Again, Jackson picked his hole there very well. He came up to the line of scrimmage, saw that the first hole was plugged up, bounced to the outside, and picked up 5 yards. Anytime you can get a 5-yard rush on a first down situation, that puts the offensive ball club in control of the situation.
The ball at the 29. Pollard going off, and coming in as Elix Price, number 75. Pollard kind of limped off, and that's why the officials held up play in order to give him time to get off the field. Elix Price had been a starter, now a backup behind the rookie Mike Fultz. Second down. 6 yards to go. Gave him about 4.5 on that last one. Williams, number 24. Short of the first down yardage, got inside the 25-yard line. Elix Price on the tackle.
And Price comes in the ball game. They're going to test him right away, right there. They're running right at him. They blow him right back out. Look at the block by the back coming through. Jackson. He does a follow-up. The offensive tackle sets him up. And Price, there he is right there. He limps off the field. Didn't take him long to get him in and out.
So it is third and about a yard to go for the 49ers. Trying to get that time touchdown. Delvin Williams to the 20 for the first down. Fetterspiel on the tackle. Pat Hughes, number 54, there with him.
You can watch Fetterspiel right here, right now. Watch him with the flow of the action. Number 58 coming across. There's Williams with the ball. 58 comes across, fills the hole. It's awful hard to get, make a tackle like that off balance, but he brings him down, although he does get the first down.
49ers on the opening drive of the third period inside the 20 of New Orleans. Saints lead at 17-10. Jackson behind left guard. The blocking of Steve Lawson, number 65, and the tackle 77, Gene Barrett. Joe Campbell, number 73, the rookie on the tackle with help from Bob Pollard, number 82. The ball at the 15-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. And the 49ers grinding it out between the tackles.
They're knocking on the door. All they are behind 7 points. We've got a heck of a ball game. They got a score here. Might have another sudden death.
Could be. Long way to go. Williams looking for a hole. Didn't find very much of one. Picked up maybe 3 on the play. Pat Hughes was there, number 54. Put the first hit on him, and Grooms, number 78.
It looked like that time he had the opportunity to get back to the outside. He had Mitchell and one of the offensive guards outside around the corner. If he could have faked that inside move and then bounce to the outside, he might have been able to pick up some extra yards on it.
3rd and 3, the ball at the 12-yard line. Key play here early in the second half for the 49ers. They've been moving it steadily on this first drive, mainly between the tackles. Delvin Williams, no room there, battled his way to the 10, but looks like he's short of the first down.
He's got about a couple of feet to go. I don't even think he has a full yard to go, but I think he is short, Tim, of it. Now here's this is what coaches are paid for right now. This is the kind of decision that you have to make. Do you go for it, or you go for the field goal?
Jim Merlo made the tackle, and they are going to be 4th and let's say about 6 inches.
I think this is a gutty decision right here. I like that.
Go for it.
Well, now here's where New Orleans has to dig in the trenches right now and stop it.
Plunkett stacked up, but I think he got it. Everything here will depend on where they mark the ball, but it looked like his motion had him easily in there for the first down.
You want to talk about piles? Watch this one on the replay. You can just see people jumping all over each other.
First down, 49ers. Ball at the 9-yard line of New Orleans. Washington and Harrison, the wide receivers, split wide on either side, and the give is to Jackson. He's got running room. Jackson hit at the 2, loose ball. The ball was fumbled. It looked like Gene Washington came up with the ball.
My man,
a break there for San Francisco, because that would have certainly been a frustrating thing for them to drive so well and lose the ball at the 1-yard line, but they've got it. Gene Washington recovering the fumble of Wilbur Jackson.
Wilbur Jackson has all the room in the world. Come out here. Number 24 comes right in, really hits, puts his helmet right in that ball. Washington falls on it. It's a big break for Frisco.
That was Clarence Chapman, number 24, who put the hit on him, kind of a block tackle. And he just connected with the ball, but a very alert Gene Washington picked it up for the 49ers. Second down, and goal at the 1. Jackson, touchdown. Wilbur Jackson.
Tim, how's that for camera coverage, boy? We knew where the play was going that time. This is perfect. It's just a delay, fake one way. Middle linebacker goes with the flow of the action. The backs are leaning towards the right, or to the left of your screen. Boom. There's Fettersfield filling a hole right there. It's a perfect call. Touchdown. We got a ball game.
Jackson's second touchdown of the afternoon for the 49ers makes it 17-16. Ray Wersching will attempt the point after. And that was good from Ray Wersching. We're tied at 17 all, and it was Steve Lawson, number 65, who opened that hole for Jackson, and that's how we stand.
Sir, what's the hurry? Going to rent a car. Oh, well, you don't have to run. Gotta run. Oh, no, if you had an Avis Wizard number, you could walk. I gotta walk. Call toll-free and let our Wizard system do the running. Just show a major credit card, license, sign, and get the car. I don't have to run through airports? Not with Avis. I can walk through airports.
We try harder, Avis. Avis, we don't know another way.
I'm walking through airports.
Excuse me, ma'am. We'd like to take away their Schlitz and have them try our beer.
You want to take away their Schlitz? You want to take away their gusto? You're cute. Dumb, but cute. You want to take away their Schlitz? Their gusto? You're going to end up a cornerstone in a high-rise. They're going to turn you into an off-ramp on the interstate. Take away their gusto.
If you don't have Schlitz, you don't have gusto. Brother, you don't have beer.
Schlitz.
We are tied at 17 here at Candlestick Park. Ray Wersching will kick it off for the 49ers. Wilbur Jackson's second touchdown of the day, tying it for San Francisco. And as you can see, we have some wind now at Candlestick, which is not untypical. The deep men are Motti, 84, Chapman, 24, for the Saints, standing at about their 5-yard line, so they realize that there's a wind factor. Wersching gets a good kickoff nonetheless. Comes down at the 5-yard line. Rich Motti, number 84. Motti is stopped at the 25-yard line by Dave Williams, number 30, backup running back. And this reminder that next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, the CBS Sports Spectacular featuring the International Record Makers Tournament of Weightlifting. And that will feature Vasily Alexiev. You remember that big guy from the Soviet Union during the Olympics. And from the United States, challenging him will be Bruce Wilhelm. Also, another edition of the World's Strongest Men. Don't miss it. They're going to carry refrigerators on their backs. I wouldn't miss that for the world. In motion is Herman. First down, Galbraith. Big hole over the 30 to the 33-yard line of New Orleans.
That's almost the same play that San Francisco just scored on. It's a counter action where the back takes that step to the right side or to the left side. The flow of the play goes one way and the back comes counter against the other play. We also have an injury down there in the field.
That is Tony Leonard, number 42, and Bruce Elia, number 55. They were both hurt on the play. Linebacker's bigger, so nobody's paying any attention to him. They're helping the little guy, Tony Leonard, the cornerback. So as the trainers attend to Tony Leonard, we have this opportunity to remind you over Sal Carson's band that the final 2 rounds of the Mixed Team Golf Championship will be televised from Lago, Florida here on CBS, Saturday and Sunday, December 3rd and 4th. 3 p.m. Pacific on Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific on Sunday. Teams comprised of 1 member from the PGA Men's Tour, 1 from the LPGA Tour. And you'll see some outstanding and colorful golfers. Chichi Rodriguez playing with Joanne Washam. Ben Crenshaw and Judy Rankin. Arnold Palmer and Sandra Palmer. Lanny Watkins and Laura Baugh. Tom Weiskopf and Jan Stevenson. Many more. It'll be an exciting show and something a little bit different from the golf world. That's the Mixed Team Championship, Saturday and Sunday, December 3rd and 4th here on CBS. There's the band playing something a little bit different.
Good old Star Wars.
All right, 2nd down, 2 to go. Good gain by Galbraith of 8 yards on the play. Galbraith again for the 1st down, and looked like he had it. Tony Galbraith, number 34. 1st down, the Saints, as they come right back from the San Francisco touchdown to launch a drive of their own following the kickoff. They're now at the 36-yard line of the Saints, 1st and 10.
Mr. Thaxton and Mr. Phillips are having a few words down there. I feel we might have a little action yet.
Mike Strawn, number 33, good hole, running hard out to the 44-yard line. Hit there by Elia, number 55, the middle linebacker for San Francisco. It'll be 2nd and about 2.
On that play, Tim, what happens is when a quick pitch out like that, he has the opportunity to take it all the way to the sideline or pick that hole wherever it's at. And when you do, that's when you pick up those legs. Boom, he lays it away.
Elia still grimacing in some pain. He was hurt on the preceding play, number 55, but he was right back there to make that tackle. Galbraith, big hole off the left side into San Francisco territory. All 3 linebackers in on it, Harper, Elia, and Vanderbunt. But not before the 1st down picked up by the Saints to the 48 of San Francisco.
You know, he's 6 foot, 220 pounds, and he can run like a deer, too, I'll tell you.
Number 72, Cleveland Elam, the right defensive tackle. That's what you got to look at if you're Marv Montgomery or Terry Steve. Good head on Mike Strawn. He had a little bit of room and then all of a sudden thrown back, but they'll mark his forward progress 2 yards upfield. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ball at the 45-yard line. Let's make it a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
There's Mr. Muncie coming back in with his big old glasses on he's noted for.
7-0 for the Redskins over Dallas still, and they're in the 3rd quarter now. Interesting ball game there. Baltimore has kicked 2 field goals. Tony Linhart doing the work, and it's 14-6. Well, the 49ers bench, they're eager. They're up there right on the sideline, and they have been asked to cease and desist. Stan Javi, the back judge, saying, come on, fellas, back away from that sideline. Ken Meyer is saying, hey, come on, I want my boys to get involved here, cheerlead a little bit. I think he's saying something else, too. But I admit that was my artistic license, giving a rather loose interpretation of what Ken Meyer was saying to Stan Javi.
Mr. Stan down there.
2nd and 7.
Here's that score with Baltimore. Baltimore's coming back, 14-6.
We're tied at 17 here in San Francisco. Saints on the move. Galbraith straight ahead. Following John Hill as center. Got maybe 3 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3 more to go.
You know, I think Manning, you know, he's coming in here prepared, I think. They've got a good game plan. They've been sticking with it. It's been effective. They're not panicking right now, even though it's a tie ball game right now. They're hanging right in there. And I think he's doing a good job calling.
Cedric Hardman, Willie Harper. Come on, guys. Come our way. We're ready for you. That's Hardman. They have Ed Bradley in a middle linebacker. Elia took himself out. He's hurting a little bit. Galbraith. Boy, did he get a shot at the line of scrimmage and bounced forward. A flag is down.
That means only one thing in my book. It's a holding penalty.
Right on the case, Tom Matty. That was the call preliminarily.
He had enough for the first down there, too.
Yes, he did. He took one real good shot, but he bounced forward and had the first down yardage. But that is washed out. It comes back to the 49-yard line of New Orleans.
Offensive holding, number 62.
John Hill, the center, guilty of holding. So it is 3rd and 13.
Here you get a chance to see number 62 right there holding him as Galbraith breaks off. Right there, gets the first down, but Mr. John Hill, the official's right on top of it.
That was Jimmy Webb, number 74. He had the grip on. There you see Tony Galbraith getting his fingers ready. He's been carrying the ball quite a bit today, and very effectively.
Got 62 yards and 13 carries, Tim, so far.
Manning to throw. He's sacked. Webb hit him high, and Elam hit him low. And Cleveland Elam has 15.5 sacks coming into this game. He just picked up another one, at least a half. Webb, the first guy to wrap Manning. You'll see it here. Hello, Archie. So the Saints will have to punt. From their own 22, it's Tom Blanchard, the conference's leading punter. Good kick. At the 20-yard line, fair catch is called by Stan Black, number 26. And so the 49ers will start from their own 20 when play resumes. 3:35 remaining in the 3rd quarter.